Hello everyone, so today I'm comparing a couple of green clean concealers that I've been using. Some of them are pretty new, some of them have been long time favorites, and I will be live demoing the product so that you have an idea of the coverage and also the color. I will compare the concealer pots first. I have 3 of them, one from Sappho, one from Hynt, and one from Ere Perez. This is the ingredient list, and you can compare the formulas. Sappho and Hynt concealers have some similarities, and Ere Perez has a slightly different formula, but the 3 of them are amazing. Starting off with the Sappho concealer in shade medium. I already mentioned it in my first video. It is vegan and cruelty-free, with EcoCert and Cosmos certified ingredients. It is deeply pigmented and with a light texture that doesn't collect in lines, and it's alcohol-free. So the shade medium has a salmon undertone to counteract dark circles, and it blends well and spreads easily. In terms of consistency, it is thicker than RMS, Ere Perez, and Hynt, and it has to be warmed up a bit. So I applied it on my right cheek on that huge zit so that you can see the coverage, and then on my left eye, and so that you have an idea of how the coverage is for under eye circles. I always start with using a little bit and dabbing the product in and eventually building it up. So as you can see, this is how my eye looks now. As you can see, the finish looks really natural, and you can tell the difference between my left eye and my right eye. I look more awake, and it doesn't settle into fine lines. It's really my favorite way to use the Sappho concealer. Moving on to Hynt Duet Perfecting Concealer. This one is heavily pigmented, and you really need a tiny amount to start with. I personally prefer to use it as a concealer to cover spots because it has this incredible full coverage. Now here, for the sake of this video, I used it as an under eye concealer, so you can compare with Sappho. So this is with Sappho, and this is with Hynt. So as you can tell, Sappho, because it has this salmon undertone, is more suitable to cover dark eye circle, and its Hynt looks slightly yellowish. I feel like the finish is more natural with Sappho than with Hynt. And now we're starting over again. I removed all trace of concealer, and I'm comparing Ere Perez with Avril. So let's start off with Ere Perez Arnica. It's the newly reformulated concealer. The shade Latte that I have is a tiny bit too light to use to cover blemishes. To me, it is described as a medium to full coverage on their website, but to me, the coverage is medium at best. The texture is light, the consistency is firm, and it's thicker again than RMS. Ere Perez Arnica Concealer is suitable for dry skin, but I feel like it is really excellent for oily skin. It is also coconut oil free. And what I like about it is that it has this dual function to heal and conceal. It has a bunch of anti-inflammatory and antiseptic ingredients. Obviously, there is arnica, which is also found in body oils to treat muscle pain, sore muscle. And here I am using it to cover under eye circles because what I like about it is that it actually doesn't settle into fine lines. It also doesn't look cakey. Because I picked a shade lighter than usual, it has a slight brightening effect. Finish is very natural looking. If you want something with high coverage, I would say go for Hynt or Sappho. Next one is Avril, which is a French brand. This is also a super affordable option. It is a creamy concealer, vegan, with organic ingredients such as jojoba, almond, and sunflower oils. I would say that it's mostly targeted for normal to oily skin. The coverage is light to medium, so definitely not the most pigmented of the bunch, but it's a really it's a drugstore option and it blends really well. And back then I really enjoyed using it as an under eye concealer. Next on the testing table is the FitGlow Beauty Conceal Plus, which is one of their most recent products. And this is a treatment concealer that is full coverage, and it has organic green tea, vitamin K, licorice root, and so to improve the look of blemishes, pigmentation, and fine lines by leaving the skin smoother. The texture is creamy yet very thick, and they don't lie when they say it's full coverage. It is really full coverage, covers redness, dark circles. Here I am using it, and you will see I look super rested when I use this. I barely recognize myself when I wear this concealer under my eyes because I'm so used to seeing my dark circles. It is not cakey, doesn't settle into fine lines, and suitable for oily and dry skin because it's creamy enough. And the formula is coconut oil free. I also wanted to quickly mention the PuroBio Conceal Stick, which has the specific function to cover redness around the edges of a zit or around my nose, because other products tend to get flaky when I apply them in those areas, but not with PuroBio. So this was checking. Last but not least, I'm comparing two concealers that I absolutely adore for different reasons, which are the W3ll People biocorrect and Absolution le multi-correcteur. Sorry. Now I will be using the W3ll People biocorrect on one side, so you can see how it looks on. This is a staple for me. It's a do-it-all concealer and replacement of foundation. At the time of its release, it was really one-of-a-kind product. It's a bit on the pricier side, but I just love it. As a concealer, a little goes a long way. If you use it for high coverage on daily or very frequent basis, you might use it up quickly. But it contains aloe vera, beeswax, seaweed, pomegranate for antioxidant and brightening properties, chamomile, and also coffee seed oil, which is brightening and depuffing and firming. It is described as a high impact mousse formula, but to me it's liquid borderline gel, and this coverage is a solid medium. Now the second do-it-all is the multi-correcteur by Absolution, in collaboration with French celebrity makeup artist Christophe Danchot. And I got the shade 2. This is how it compares to the W3ll People. The shades are quite similar. The coverage is medium to high, the pigmentation is strong and layers very, very well. Just like W3ll People, it covers redness, scars, blemishes. In terms of formula, it has common ingredients with W3ll People, such as seaweed, coffee seed oil, but there are also different ingredients such as silica, rice starch, corn flour. Corn flour is very often seen in French pharmacies for and recommended for tired, puffy eyes. But you also have sunflower seed oil and chlorella. It is creamier, slightly thicker in consistency than W3ll People. Here I am showing the shade number 10, which is again an universal shade. It's an apricot salmon colored concealer for color correction. So here. So quick recap. For full coverage, FitGlow Conceal Plus is the one to go to and suitable for both oily and dry skin. W3rll People is medium to high and more suitable for, I would say, it's suitable for all skin type, but dry skin will really enjoy how it layers and how creamy it feels, it's slightly sheerer than Absolution. Absolution is thicker in consistency, but again, this is also an excellent medium to high coverage concealer. Sappho is an excellent medium coverage concealer, especially for under eye circles. The shade medium rocks. Ere Perez and Hynt Beauty are also two fantastic options. Hynt has also very strong coverage, and Ere Perez is more natural looking, but it has ingredients that help resorb spots. Avril is a nice budget-friendly option to consider. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I will answer them. Like I said, this is a short video just to show you how they look on. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and see you soon. Bye bye.